Completed in 1922, the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago was considered an architectural marvel at the time and embodied all the traits of the City Beautiful movement. Here to discuss more about the building is Mr. Dr. Professor Livingston. This massive structure was 17 stories tall and took up 5,600 square feet of space. Not only that, but it was unique because it had 65-foot tall Corinthian columns on the front. Oh boy, not only that, but there was a staircase that led from the second floor to the street, which makes it one of the most unique buildings there is in Chicago. Notice the influence of antiquity on the building, such as the Corinthian columns, the frieze, and other various ornamentation. Now to talk more about the history is world-renowned historian Maria Osgood.
In the 1950s, the Federal Reserve Building needed more space, so two adjoining buildings were torn down, and a 16-story addition was added, which was completed in 1960. A 14th-story addition was added in 1986, and the building was completed in 1992.
Now, let's make our way to the Rookery, just down the street from the Federal Reserve Building. Built by Daniel Burnham and John Root, located in the heart of downtown Chicago's financial district, the Rookery is one of the earliest and greatest surviving examples of early commercial skyscrapers. Well, of course, a problem that all architects had to deal with at the time was, how can we build these massive structures without them collapsing in on themselves? So when John Wilburn Root and Daniel Burnham were designing this, they decided that they would disperse the vertical weight onto a horizontal plane. So they came up with this idea where they would lay these iron rails in a crisscross pattern that was able to support the massive structure of the building. Notice the complete contrast in style compared to the Federal Reserve Building. The Rookery has much more of a Gothic feel. Not only that, but they had this hybrid structure where there was masonry-supported exterior walls and steel and iron-supported interior walls. And now, let us take a journey inside the historic building so we can get an even greater appreciation for the design. There's not 1 inch of the interior that's not decorated with an impressive gold design, including the sexy light court, which was built in 1905. When a 12th story was added in 1992, Frank Lloyd Wright decided he would make this light court, which allowed for a lot of natural light to flow in. And the unique thing about this light court is that it had its own iron beams that were unique of the exterior walls.
The Rookery is a Chicago school building built in 1888 with 11 stories right after the Great Chicago Fire. Burnham and Root actually moved their offices to the Rookery.
And this concludes our segment on Chicago architecture. Tune in next week for a segment on vampire identification and crucifixion. Thank you and good day.